Hi, Alan Friesen here. I have a challenge I'm going to issue at the end of this video. So I encourage you to watch it to the end. And if you agree with my challenge and the challenges to the provincial government, then share it and ask the provincial government, challenge them on this. The context of this is that we were at a meeting recently, a chamber meeting, and at the chamber meeting, the committee I'm on, we're trying to influence public policy, advise small business about changes that are occurring, and the issue about the minimum wage increases came up again. And we're in a quandary. What do we do about this? What do we do about this aggressive provincial government schedule to increase minimum wage so high and so fast? So what do we do? So the question when it first came up about minimum wage increases we questioned the validity of it, that it makes sense as a public policy. Is it going to, in fact, provide people with a living wage? We weren't convinced of that. And so from the other research that we were able to find, then basically what happens often, minimum wage goes up, then business hires less people. They use more self-service solutions. They go out of business perhaps. So those kind of things occur. So it really wasn't contributing to more Albertans having a living wage, or that's the way that we perceived it to be. And that was the stated goal. We want Albertans to have a living wage. And who would not want that to occur, right? So we had some data that said, nah, doesn't make sense. So now we're on this aggressive rise on the minimum wage, and like right now, we're 20% higher than the British Columbia's minimum wage. And British Columbia's cost of living is obviously way more than it is in Alberta. So how does that make sense? Further, British Columbia, they were going to get to a $15 minimum wage in 2021, but now are backing away from that they feel that's too aggressive. Yet in Alberta, we're on the path that in October of 2018, we're going to be at the $15 minimum wage. So, and the experience to the contrary that this is good for Alberta is mounting, is growing from the way that I see it and the way that my peers see it. Because here's a good example. Esquire's Coffee House, local coffee house in Lethbridge, been here for decades. The first round of minimum wage comes in. They were at 9 people they had employed, and they had to make some changes to try and stay profitable. So in the end, they reduced to 6 people, and they still couldn't maintain profitability. Now with the increased cost of minimum wage in October 2018, they just threw in the towel. They're done as of the end of this year. So obviously, in terms of giving people a living wage, not very effective. We had 9 people making some earnings, decent earnings, reasonable earnings. We had then went to 6 people making a little bit more money, but 3 that aren't working at all. And then now we go to 0 people making 0 earnings. Well, obviously that is not achieving the result that the provincial government believed it would. Which brings me to the challenge. The challenge is, and this is for our provincial government, an MLA, a minister, the Premier, show us, please, as Albertans, where the minimum wage changes, these aggressive changes, are in fact increasing the living wage for Albertans, that it's benefiting individual Albertans. The example that I've just given, and I can give you a whole bunch of other examples that way, certainly it is not. It is detrimental to small business, and small businesses are already getting beat up like crazy with all of the other changes that are occurring. So, and if in fact the provincial government cannot show where this is advantageous, I would encourage them to not put through the final minimum wage increase October 2018. So that's my challenge. If you agree with it, share it. Get some accountability regarding that decision and whether that makes sense. If you disagree, well, just press the delete button. You know how to do that. Anyways, I hope you keep well, and I hope you will take up this challenge and ask for some accountability from our provincial government. Thanks. Bye.